Hey guys, I am now live. This is trying again. I'm sending tweets. I'm sending Facebook as well this time to see if we can make this work. Wish I could make my screen bigger, but it doesn't seem to like me to do that. That should be slightly better. So I'm live again this morning. Just thought I'd give it a second go. So some of you might get feed pop-ups right now to say that I'm live. So hopefully you'll come and join me and say hello. I've got comments. I think I've moved them now so I can see them, so that's a good thing. So I thought I'd start this morning, one, by having coffee. So that's always a great place to start. So good morning everybody, and have a coffee. If it's late night in some places like the Northern Hemisphere right now, I just thought I'd say I hope you're having a nice glass of wine or a nicer drink than a cup of coffee, but at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, this is what we have here. So I'm actually still sitting in bed while I'm filming this morning, which is why you can always tell that when I'm sitting in bed, you'll see the picture behind me. This means I'm in bed. Let me just close some other screens because I've got a lot of stuff going on. Oops. And I don't want to have emails come through and beep at everybody, so we'll turn those off as well. Sometimes I can have anything from no emails to about 300 coming in seconds, so it just depends on what I'm doing. But this morning, as I said, this is my second live tweet. This morning I did one at about an hour ago, just to see if I could do it. I should stop raising my eyebrows. I seem to do that a lot. I have a massive day planned, and I remembered actually about 10 minutes ago that I have a book I was writing and hoped to have out by Christmas, and I haven't looked at it for a week. It's been a bit crazy around here. I have I'm waiting for the next return edit of my next book, which is called Rope. It was supposed to be out this year, but looks like it's coming out next year now. The publishers had better plans. So I'm just waiting for that to come back to tell me that I need to fix up anything else or add more bits and pieces here and there. There was some weird requests that they made that I didn't think was appropriate for the book, so I'm waiting for them to respond to me saying I have to do it or whatever. It was actually a bit strange, so I'm just waiting for their comments. But besides that, I have another book. Actually, I'm writing a screenplay that is about halfway through, but my agent has asked to see it, so I'm sent him what I've done so far. I've only done about 15,000, 20 words, 50,000 to 20,000 words in that, so I'm just waiting to see what he thinks of it, because it's not something I've done before. It's still a crime. It's a thriller set in Australia, and we need to find out who killed the victim. It's just something, it was something that I was writing as a book, but I found that it was the wrong voice. I wanted a voiceover happening that seemed to not work with the narration, so I ended up making it into a screenplay, and it seemed to work a bit better that way. But again, it's just something that's still on the back burner currently with everything else that's going on. I also have my next ritual book. I've released 3, though my last ritual book, which I released about 2 months ago, I haven't done any publicity or put it out there that it's been released, so it's actually quite bizarre. It's still selling, but I need to actually do some publicity on that. So guys, if you're into crime thrillers, I have a female detective. The book is called Ritual 1,000 Cuts. It's book 3. I have the first book was Ritual The Blood of Many. Second book was Ritual The Elements of Murder. This one's Ritual 1,000 Cuts. So it's actually I have plotted out another 2 books, so there's going to be at least 4 and 5. For 4 there was a lot of work in London, so I went to London last year for some research on that, so I'm always kind of a book ahead. I've written about 20,000 words on that one, and it's just sitting there waiting for me to return. but I'm currently at uni doing my Masters of Writing, so that's sort of taking up a lot of my writing time that I would normally spend writing. I have a couple of other things I'm working on as well. I've written, actually, anyone who's read my book Murder on the Mind, I've actually written a second book of that. It's right and ready to go. I'm just waiting what to do with that, so we'll see what's happening. Apparently my screen health's not good, it's dropping out, so I'm sorry, I don't know actually what's happening, but hopefully it catches up. Let me see if I can close some more things. Let's get it all working. That's better. It's saying it's better now, so I've just closed up a couple of feeding things that's going on in the background, so that should help a bit better. Yeah, so as I was saying, Murder on the Mind Part 2 is ready to go. I'm just waiting for it to decide if I'll go with a different publisher this time or what. It depends on what my lead agent decides. It's up to him. I should learn to smile a bit more. I'm so sorry. I talk about serious subjects and get all passionate and strive to, rather than, it's all exciting and thrilling. It's actually, this is just what I do every single day of my life. I always have about 400 projects going on. I also work full time, so I have only so many hours in the day. I've decided, I think I worked out one day I need an extra 4 hours a day. I don't sleep that much anyway, but I think an extra 4 hours in the day would allow me to get a whole stack more stuff done. It's just a bit crazy. But no, I wouldn't live any other way, and I'm really happy that I've discovered YouTube, well, not discovered YouTube, but discovered how to post to YouTube. I think it's a great forum, and I think this is the way that we're heading in life. I think it's important to share ideas and to actually interact with one another. There's videos out there that are reactions to other videos and stuff, and I think that's a really fantastic platform to have, and I'm happy for people to react to my videos. It would be nice to think that they're all nice, but you never know. So I know I get a lot of emails, a lot of Google Plus and things like that, and it's really fantastic, and I so love all the comments I get. I get a lot of people answering other viewers' questions, but they often beat me to it, which is fantastic. I love that people are sharing. There's been some unusual conversations that have gone on in the comment section of some of my videos. Some of them have been actually quite funny, and especially there's been a few very gentlemanly arguments that have happened where they tip their hats to one another and twist their moustaches, and it's been actually quite funny to read, and it's actually joyous, and I love things like that. So bring it on. I'm happy to share. As I said earlier in one of my other videos, I'm happy for suggestions. Please let me know what you'd like to see. I'm happy to go with what people want. I've got a couple more diseases to do, and I've also got some reconstructive surgery ones to do, which has been absolutely fascinating. I don't have enough yet. I like to do about 17 to 20 photos, and I've got only about 14 or 15. It just needs a bit more, so that's one I've been working on lately. Actually, I've been working on it for about 4 weeks because I just can't find any more sources. But it's really interesting, the reconstructive surgery that we used to do for victims of war. It's actually absolutely fascinating, and I have a bit of history with surgery, so it's actually quite interesting to look up some vintage surgery. I'm a freak for vintage stuff too, in case you hadn't noticed. I love how the change of time can actually alter how things are perceived. There's things like, as you saw, I did a few Halloween videos, and what we consider creepy now, back then was fun and frivolous, and I love how being transported through time, things change. However, I also think the Halloween costumes back then were far better than what you can get now, which is all mass-produced nylon and plastic, and it's quite sad. We usually don't do Halloween here in Australia. It's something that people are trying to do, but just it's not as massive as it is over in like England and the US. But some of us do try. I was actually going to do a massive decoration of the house this year for Halloween. Unfortunately, I had a back injury, so that stuffed all of that. But we really hope to actually embrace it a bit more. I mean, we have in my local town a parade each year in the first week of November. It was actually yesterday, where we have a whole street parade, which is based on the murder of a man back in the early 1800s. And so, I mean, it's a week after Halloween for us. So, I mean, it's something that we embrace anyway. But trick-or-treating's not great. And I had 3 people come to my house this year. One of them was in like a sweatsuit, I think you'd call it. And another one was in a onesie. And another one, I can't even remember, they were all that bad. And it's like, really? But the kids wanted to hand out some lollies. So, you know, it was one of those things that happened. So it was actually something that we tried to do, but I think next year we could do bigger and better. I already have all the Halloween decorations from a previous party I'd thrown, so I mean, it's all there, it's just to get it done. Of course, now we have Christmas, which is coming in about, well, the decorations, I mean, are coming in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I really don't, yeah, I'll have another coffee if you give me about 2 minutes. Sorry, I'm getting offered another cup of coffee, so I better finish this one, which is actually quite cold now. But yeah, we start decorating about about mid-November, so I'm looking forward to doing that. Anyway, I've been offered a coffee, so I might actually finish this here. I usually go for 10 minutes, and this one's gone for 12. So thanks for watching again, and I shall talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.